Hi, welcome to a spooky turn-based
Ah,
Besties episode. Sorry, I scared you there with the intro. It's a podcast where two grown spooky adults with no free time talk about their favorite spooky Halloween adjacent RPGs. I'm DJ.
and I'm Sam, and we're besties that love to game.
Ah!
Yeah, are you scared about how my audio sounds?
Uh,
Because we just spent the last 20 minutes trying to fix it, and apparently it sounds bad. Um,
well, the audio just sounds scary right now.
yeah, maybe I've just got some
Ooh.
spooky reverb.
Yeah, spooky ghosts are inside your mic right now.
That's right. That's what we'll go with. This is all part of the plan.
Yeah, it
Um,
is. Oh my god.
yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll listen back and I'll cringe, and that's part of the game.
Yeah, it
But yeah,
is.
so cringe is a lot of adulting and parenting too. So that kind of fits my life.
I think it does. I think it does. How are your not cringy kids? They're not cringy.
Oh, they're not. No, it's so funny. They're so funny. But so we have a lot of Halloween stuff going on, but also just normal stuff. I guess Halloween wise,
Hmm.
it's Taylor's my wife's like dream because all of them wanted to be characters from the Aristocats,
Oh my god.
which means they're just all cats,
Of course.
which means we are then the adult cats. And so literally all five of us are just cats.
That is actually her dream. I will be
It's
surprised if
literally her dream.
I'll be surprised if she lets you actually take off the costumes for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wear it forever. I'll just wear it to my work and hope people will love it. But no, she's super excited. All of them are excited. We thought that Kay, the littlest, the 1.5-year-old, would not want to wear it, right?
You all right?
And so we got her all dressed up with all of us, and we were like, okay, we'll put like the little cat hat thing on last because she won't want it. And we put it on, and I think it's because the rest of us were also, all dressed up. But she just started smiling, and she just started going meow, meow. And so she was already playing the part. It was
Oh,
it
BB
was perfect.
girl.
So that'll be tomorrow night. We have to do our Aristocats. But some other funny things that are going on. Jay, my middle 4-year-old, is just so funny right now. Everything he does cracks me up. We were sitting at the table, and I don't know, there was just some funny text message that I read, and he he goes, oh, I want to see. So I turn it around.
Yeah,
He's 4. He cannot read.
right.
And immediately after seeing this text message, he just responds, "Oh yeah, that's interesting."
What?
He's just, "Oh yeah, that's interesting,"
Oh yeah.
and then moves on. He really wanted to see it. And then this is less funny, but really, really cute. So Jay just started Taekwondo,
Oh.
and it's great. He really likes it. He's super focused on it. He just got upgraded to like the next belt level or whatever,
Hmm.
and they took a picture of him with his teacher. This is a little bit confusing, so stick with me.
Okay.
Him with his teacher. His teacher is a young guy, and I guess Jay is his first student. And so they took a picture, and it's like his first time, with his student graduating to the next belt level. Well, they also had a picture of his teacher with his own teacher when was little and when he was about Jay's age and getting his yellow belt. And it just so happens that his teacher was like the owner of the gym, or one of the part owners, and that guy was his first student. So it's like multiple levels, that if that makes any sense. It's like multiple generations of like their first student in this gym getting their yellow belt or whatever. And so it's pretty cute.
That's as clear as when I was trying to describe the mechanics of Final Fantasy VIII.
So will I get an angry comment from somebody that knows all about Taekwondo?
You will. Yeah,
Okay.
you absolutely
Beautiful.
will.
Beautiful. Um, anyway, what have you been up to? I think I know one big thing you've been up to recently.
Yeah, it was. Is this when I talked about Japan?
Yeah, Japan. That's
Okay,
the big
yeah,
thing. We did
Japan.
Japan.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. And so I was like, wait, what else do you know? No, yeah, yeah. I
Now
was
I'm
like,
suspicious there's something else going on.
I am too. I was like, what did I do with my life? Yeah, we were in Japan for 2 weeks, and
Woof.
I don't let's you and I were talking about this before we pushed record. I think we should do an episode over like a little bit of like what we did in Japan, and then just like tie it
Hmm.
into all the video game adjacent things that we experienced and did in Japan.
Totally. I think there's a lot of fun Japan stuff and a bunch of fun video game stuff that we did
Yeah,
to the um amusement of Max and Taylor, or they dealt with it.
they dealt with it. They had fun. They
They
had
had fun.
fun.
They had
We all
fun.
went to that arcade, and I think they had fun. Like genuinely had fun at the arcade.
I think, yeah, there were some things I think they genuinely had fun at, and other things that they will forever mock us about.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and so tune in to hear all about that.
All about that. The other thing is we're planning our annual Halloween party, which is well, when this episode comes out, it'll be today.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, so our annual Halloween party, I'm really excited. We have almost like 25 or 30 people coming, which is more than normal. Like
Wow.
I know, right? I mean, maybe to some
There's a
people
bunch of people in your
that's
place.
not a lot, but that's a lot of people for us.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, for adults in their middle age, that's a lot.
Yeah, for adults in their middle age, we'll just say that. Yeah, it's totally a lot. I mean, last year, even when you were up here, like the year before, some of those middle-aged adults stay past midnight, and I'm like, this is great, but like, let's start winding it down, people.
We'll see how long you last
I
at this
it
party.
it's past 1 a.m. every time so far, so I would be shocked
You're
if we don't do that
so
now.
you're so young and spry.
I am young and spry, just doing backflips to my Halloween party.
Well, that's great. So yeah, Halloween. I think you're super big into Halloween. I like Halloween. I don't love horror. I like Halloween. I like dressing up. I like
Oh,
doing
that's
all those
fair.
things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like Halloween and horror and like scary movies, which is why like today is such a fun episode for me because we get to combine like my favorite my loves of like RPGs and scary movies.
That's
So,
right. So, yeah, we're trying to find the spooky Halloween RPGs and some recommendations that we might be able to make for y'all out there. So, what are these games? What qualifies for Halloween RPG? I think anything that has scary, spooky themes,
hmm.
specific imagery, characters such as witches, zombies, vampires, spiders, the full moon, werewolves, nighttime, horror, all those things. Um,
Skeletons.
Skeletons, there you go, forgot those.
Yeah,
Sometimes games are literally as on this list you'll see just Halloween themed. Like
so
it's
cute.
like this takes place on Halloween. This is about Halloween. And then any sort of horror, terror, frightening, overreaching themes. There's some that are just inherently frightening, and
Hmm.
then they have to be an RPG. Or we tried to find ones that are RPGs. So
Yeah,
a little bit fuzzy on the exact definition of a RPG, a role-playing game. But you control the main character or several main characters throughout their story arc while interacting with NPCs, doing a main quest and side quests normally. And then there's a lot of kind of nitty-gritty components to it. Maybe you'll have numerical attribute systems, right? Strength, magic, defense, whatever.
yeah.
Got weapons, got your items. So all that jazz. So most of these games will fall under that umbrella.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, so what's the first one you want to chat about, DJ? What might you recommend to folks for spooky Halloween RPGs?
Spooky, spooky, scary, scary time. The first one I'm going to recommend is kind of it's the original Resident Evil if you want Resident Evil to be an RPG on
Mm.
PlayStation 1. So this is Kudelka. It was released in Japan in 1999 and then 2000 in the West. And it literally looks like the original Resident Evil as well because it's pre-rendered backgrounds. It has an emphasis on item management, but then like the RPG side of it is like allocating stat points, getting better weapons and equipment just from battle. No shops, at least no shops as far as I have played it,
Mm.
and magic. So it's also all on a grid, a la Fire Emblem. So in
Oh.
some ways, it's spooky Fire Emblem. Ooh, so scary. So Kudelka takes place in a haunted mansion, not unlike a lot of other spooky games. The music outside of the battle really sets the mood to be like atmospheric and haunting with like a lot of just random scary noises that interject.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
The music in the battle is a total bop, but it does not read as scary as all to me. It kind of
So
reads
it's
as
a little
it's
bit of breaks the horror immersion when you battle.
it does a little bit. For me it does. Maybe I'm weird in that case, but yeah, the music breaks it a little bit in the battle, but it's still fun.
That sounds
Uh
better to me, maybe, right? I don't need to keep the horror themes going. I want to kind of
then
take a breath.
maybe you'd like that part. I like pre-rendered backgrounds. I grew up playing games in the 90s, so I saw a lot of those, and I think that they're actually really beautifully done in Kudelka. I say that, though I have a complaint about it as well. I am playing it for the first time right now, and I am both really enjoying it, and I'm also kind of frustrated at some of the mechanics. And I'm telling this because we're giving this list of games that we're recommending, and I've got to say I would only recommend Kudelka to probably a veteran video game player because the battles are slow. This is one of the few exceptions that I'm like, all right, I gotta speed through some of these battles the best that I can. And I typically
Hmm.
don't speed through the game the first time I play it because I want to enjoy
Okay.
it. Some of these battles are slow, man. Like they're slow.
Okay.
I
Okay.
can't say it
So
so many times. They're slow.
so you really have to be prepared for slower paced, maybe a
Yes.
little bit of PS1 RPG jank that
Yes,
comes
it
along
is.
with it.
It's slow because of jank, not slow because of like menus or anything. It's slow
Yeah.
because it
Yeah.
just takes a while. The
Okay.
weapons break sometimes, which annoys me. Items sometimes seem to be hid within the pre-rendered backgrounds. Now that one might be on me. That might be a me issue in the settings that I'm playing on because I'm playing on my Steam Deck.
Hmm.
But and then the map, and you're a map guy, and that's why I'm pointing this out.
I'm a map guy.
The map doesn't seem to be that intuitive, which is also a little annoying. If this game will not get a remaster because it's niche, but if it could get a remaster with just some basic quality of life updates, like not having to emulate it to speed it up, just give me the option to speed it up a little bit. I'm talking just speed up by like 15%, not a lot. It's just there's dead time in the
Okay.
battling. Um, yeah. And then, I think having the ability to save anywhere would be great. Thank God I'm emulating it so I can save anywhere because, like, you can only save at fountains. And apparently, these fountains so far only pop up after you defeat a boss.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's hard in that way.
Yeah.
Easy for me because, like, I'm emulating it and I'm just going to save state. But yeah, I
See,
think it's,
that just sounds like PS1 90s RPG jank to me with,
yeah.
lack of quality of life stuff, which
It was a way to, I think,
maybe I have railed on before.
you have. It was a way to extend the games. It was a way to extend like gameplay time in the 90s, but we don't need to extend gameplay time in the 90s or in 2025 anymore.
No, no.
So, yeah, I would play with with emulated stats and boosts. But yeah, fun game. It's actually really kind of enjoyable. I'm shocked that I'm enjoying it.
Well, cool. Yeah, I mean, look, there's not going to be a whole bunch that fall under a Halloween RPG, so this sounds like it fits for sure. So we should mention it, bring it up. But yeah, there might be some flaws, but it
Yeah,
sounds
yeah, yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. I see this next one on the list and a favorite of mine, but why don't you go ahead and rail on it?
No, so interesting. So we're about to talk about Parasite Eve, which we did
Mm,
a whole episode on. But I do
last
think it
Halloween.
falls into the yeah, falls into the spooky Halloween RPG kind of.
Totally.
Again, another game from the PS1 era, released originally March of 1998. It's top-down JRPG, kind of those 3D PS1 graphics. So yeah, I think I remember this game much more fondly than it might sound on that
Because
on
it's
our
good.
episode. Well, because there's aspects of it that I really appreciate, especially the story is lasting. The story being about you are Aya, a New York police officer, attempting to fight this powerful being that has just kind of appeared named Eve. Unknown origins, where she came from really initially. And then you find out as you yourself, Aya, have these also previously unknown powers, and maybe you're the only one that can stop Eve. It's very, biology based on what's going on.
Hmm.
I'd say it fits the spooky vibes because of the atmosphere. It seems to always be kind of at night and rainy and spooky, and the baddies are almost zombie-esque, I guess, or reincarnated kind of
Yeah.
animals and creatures and sometimes literally bats, so very Halloween vibes there. The music was also atmospheric and spooky, and it was from composer Yoko Shimomura from Live Alive, Street Fighter, Kingdom Hearts, Xenoblade, like a bunch of
Oh
these
yeah.
series. So we love the music too. This one though, RPG with random encounters, and then
Yeah.
the battle system was interesting. So I think it gets some points in my mind for just being different with the battle system. So I think they referred to it some places as a pausable real-time combat system,
I think
which
so.
doesn't make any more sense what that means. But you have kind of like your active time bar. You're actively moving around.
Hmm.
Against the baddies are also moving in a combat space, and your active time bar will charge up. And when it gets to the end of its charge, then you can act. You can use your weapons, which can be oftentimes guns, sometimes rocket launchers and maybe a baton, or you could use an item, or you could use an ability, which are kind of basically your magic
Yes.
abilities that you possess. So yeah, you get the normal RPG things. You'll unlock new weapons, new magical powers over time. But it was really different, a cool story. Yeah, the battle system is different. And like I mentioned here, you kind of feel like you're in a Halloween Die Hard movie, like you're a cop and these spooky themes, and you've got your partner who's kind of, flying off the rails and getting onto you for going against the norm in anyway, but it's fun.
It
I
is
would recommend.
it is spooky Die Hard because it also takes place over Christmas in the story.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
totally spooky Die Hard.
it is. I have never read that anywhere. I mean, I'm sure somewhere on like Reddit someone has said that, but I'm gonna say that actually we came up with that. That Parasite Eve is just spooky, spooky Die Hard.
That's right. Give that to us, internet.
Yeah.
Well, so this next one I have also not played, so please enlighten me to Shadow Hearts 1, DJ.
Shadow Hearts 1, yeah, I've only played maybe a couple hours of this. I think I mentioned this just in passing that Shadow Hearts is maybe a potential Halloween review that we actually like play at some point in the future for a Halloween game.
Cool.
It's it's the sequel to Kudelka. I hear that Kudelka is kind of its own entity, and then Shadow Hearts 1, 2, 3, which is a trilogy. They're all a sequel to Kudelka because they take place in the same universe, but I don't think that there are shared characters necessarily. And I might be saying that wrong. Sorry.
Oh, and gameplay similar and stuff, and themes and everything.
There's spooky themes. For Shadow Hearts 1, with a little bit I played, it was on PS2, so there were updated graphics. There was more of a Lovecraftian horror
Mm.
where just kind of a creepier, almost sometimes ridiculous atmosphere.
Okay.
Like Kudelka, there's grotesque looking monsters. I think Shadow Hearts 1 is one of those like Japanese games that they're not afraid to like go there regarding leaning into ridiculous, and sometimes it's a little jarring, like the juxtaposition of some of the dialogue next to like the grotesque FMVs that they have, like the like cutscenes,
Okay.
is funny to me, and I think maybe that's the intent. But yeah, the battling is no longer on a grid like it was in Kudelka. It's just your basic turn-based, but it's turn-based with a timing element. It's called the ring system, and you basically have to click X at a certain time to, I think, actually make things hit. It's been about a year since I've played this, but yeah, there's basically a timed element similar to like Mario RPG. Probably not too dissimilar to like Clair Obscur,
Okay.
in
Yeah, yeah,
terms.
yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't
Real-time button presses or
yeah,
whatever
yeah,
they
yeah.
call
It wasn't annoying to play. It wasn't like overly hard, but
it.
it's just got like an added challenge. Like there's actual some skill involved in the turn base. It's not just pick from this menu, push X, and watch you rack up all those hit points.
I can get behind that. I like Lovecraftian stuff. I think that's cool, and I like absurdism. I There's some aspects there that I could get behind.
Yeah, I think while I recommend Kudelka to people who like that niche, like intersection between horror and JRPGs, I actually think I would probably recommend Shadow Hearts 1 and maybe even 2 over Kudelka. And
Hmm.
maybe that's something that we play later later on the pod and review. Maybe it's for Halloween. Maybe it's for summer. I don't know.
I'm down. I always say yes, and then we just add it to the list, and then
Just
who
add it
knows which
to our
which we'll get to.
backlog,
We
baby.
have the longest backlog.
We between the two of us, we really do. We got that
That's okay
chunky
though.
backlog.
Everybody understands that. Everybody out there that's a gamer knows what we're talking about.
We have. You're going to talk about a game
Another one on the
next
backlog.
on the backlog, the game that I've played before, and I quite enjoy it. And you said you kind of played a little bit of it just to.
Yeah, I've played a couple hours
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
I
Why
bought
don't
it
you?
on, you can buy it on like the Xbox store, and so I was able to do that, and then downloaded it, and I'm playing it on my TV downstairs. It's kind of cool. This is Castlevania Symphony of the Night, a classic
Heck yeah.
PS1 game from '97. So, this is a Castlevania game, so it's going to be a 2D side-scrolling action RPG. Themes heavily Halloweeny. You're fighting, in Dracula's spooky, spooky castle in this one. And apparently, the story in this one is I didn't play the prior ones, but I guess, Richter in the prior one kills Dracula maybe, but then now he's under the control of some other mysterious entity, and so now your character, Alucard, is that how you would say it? Okay,
Alucard. Yep.
is fighting, through Dracula's castle to free Richter, kind of is what it is. So very Halloween, very spooky, very vampire. The music also fits that mood, which is nice. And then yeah, there it is an RPG. You're leveling up. You're
Yeah.
using weapons. Um,
It's
it
it's it's
but it
jarring.
does feel very much side scroller action.
Yeah.
It's just a side scroller action game with RPG elements. So I'd say it's heavier on the old school side scroller, action game.
I
Um,
don't know about that. It's pretty RPG.
okay. Well, I'm not going to fight you on it, but I do like that. I do like that. This whole class of Metroidvanias or Castle, like you have to unlock certain parts of the map as you get new abilities and all those things. I love that stuff. So I've played a few of the
Oh yeah.
newer 2D Metroid game. It was really fun that I played on the Switch. So I can get behind that. So I might actually finish this one. It's hard in the sense that
Hmm.
you're not fast, you don't jump high, you don't have a dash or anything. It's
Not
it's
yet.
it's well, okay, currently I don't. So it's hard to battle people at the moment. So hopefully that gets better.
Hmm. It does, and there are also spells that you unlock with Alucard with like
I've got some spells.
different button presses. You'll get a double jump eventually.
Okay, I need all of that. So whenever that is going to show up, I want that.
You'll turn into a bat to fly or
Yep,
into
yep,
go. Yeah,
yep.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, I think I'm just early enough that I don't get all the cool stuff yet.
Yeah.
But anyway, so no, it's a fun one. It's classic, so I think I'm kind of required to, right?
I think so. You must play it. Required play.
All right, so let's dig into some psychological horror. What is
Yeah.
Amori, DJ?
Amori. It is this. It's weird to call it charming, but I do think it's charming. It's this charming indie game released in 2020 on all the modern platforms. Think of Omori like an Earthbound game or Mother 3, for the Japanese. Um, but make it significantly more horror based. Not that there weren't, a couple weird maybe ooky spooky moments in Mother 3 or in Earthbound, but like that's kind of the main focus in Amori. It's whimsical and beautiful like Earthbound, but then also incredibly depressing and kind of stressful
Hmm,
in some ways. Not stressful with the gameplay, but stressful with the story. It even has like allusions, not even allusions, very direct um,
they're
references
illusions, Michael. Sorry.
allusions. No, they're like really direct references to like self-harm and adjacently
Oh,
related topics.
oh,
So despite like
okay.
it's a weird juxtaposition between like the beautiful graphics, the beautiful like pixel graphics and some of the hand-drawn graphics in the battle to the story. So
Okay.
I don't think Omori is for the faint of heart. I think it's maybe
Yeah,
for
yeah, kind of a trigger warning there. And I made
definitely.
an Arrested Development joke about it, so that's good.
Nice work.
Yeah,
Nice work.
didn't know where you were going with that one. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
fine. It's good. Yeah. So yeah, when you're on screen, when you're not in battle, it's these like pixelated type of graphics. And when you get into battle, it looks a little bit more like hand drawn with some bright colors. The spin on battling, outside of it being turn based, is there's kind of like a triangle system of emotions. Yes, your emotions impact the gameplay. Your emotions can be, I think, happy, angry, and sad, where happy beats angry, angry beats sad, and sad beats happy. And or there's also just neutral. And different emotions, even sad, boost different stats and decrease other stats. And if you get hit enough or if another character does something in battle, that can play with the emotions.
That's kind of a cool system.
It's
That sounds kind
really
of cool.
cool.
And you can do things to affect the enemy, or they don't have the emotional state. It's just
I
you.
think I don't know. I cannot remember if enemies have emotional states. I think enemies can affect your emotional state. I can't remember if
Gotcha. But
enemies
they
have
don't have their
emotional
own.
states. I can't remember
Okay.
that. But it was a again charming seems is the word that's coming to my mind, which seems maybe not appropriate for a Mori since it is kind of dark and psychological, but it was really beautiful and whimsical and stressful.
Okay.
I highly recommend Omori.
Charmingly stressful.
Yeah. If you want a stressful time, Omori it is.
Okay. Okay. That's Amori. Um, sorry, I couldn't resist.
Shut up. What's the
Okay.
next one?
Well, yeah, let's go real serious again with Costume Quest 1 and 2. Not serious. These are very lighthearted, fun, cute, turn-based RPGs from much more recently. I don't know the release dates on these, but it must be the 2010 or after, I forget.
Oh, for
We did
sure.
an episode on Costume Quest 1 for, another Halloween episode. These are great. So yeah, these are
Super cute.
all based around Halloween. You're literally going door to door, trick or treating. Your costumes that your characters have. So it's yeah, turn-based battling, and the costumes are kind of like your job system or your character's abilities based on which costume you're wearing. You could be a
Hmm.
superhero, you could be a oh gosh, what are some of the other ones? Um, oh
You can be
gosh,
like
why can't
Statue
I?
of Liberty.
Yeah, Statue of Liberty. There's a bunch of different, so you'll have all these different abilities based on that, and that affects in battle. But also, like a lot of RPGs do, there'll be light puzzle solving outside of battles that also it matters what uh, costume you're wearing and what ability you can do. So maybe you have roller skates that make you go faster with this certain costume, and that lets you jump ramps or something like that and get to a different area. So there's a lot of little fun things like that. And yeah, honestly, you're literally trick or treating, and when
Yeah,
you trick or treat at the houses, you can either get candy, which is one of the currencies to use to buy additional items, or it might be a bad guy that opens the door and then you fight them. So it's literally a trick or treat situation. I'd say it's a fun battle system, but there's very little depth to it.
sure. Yeah.
It's fun, it's simple. There are those quick time events, so you're kind of timing the attacks and also timing your defense. But each person will have just a few moves, and then you can pick different costumes. But once you have a costume, you probably just have a
Yeah.
couple attacks you can do. I thought it was really fun and charming dialogue to
Hmm.
just an enjoyable romp all the way through on Costume Quest 1. And then I played some of Costume Quest 2 in this last week, and it starts off kind of right at the end of Costume Quest 1. And graphics, gameplay, everything is very similar. It's kind of a more trippy, time hoppy, time travel-y storyline and plot in this
Ooh.
one. But everything else is very samey so far. But like I said, it's fun. It's mostly mindless and just enjoyable and gets you in the mood for Halloween. So if that's what you're looking for, is a cute, simple, easier, funny, very Halloween-based RPG that's not spooky, not really scary, I would definitely recommend Costume Quest 1 and 2, and both of them are on Game Pass if you have that ability.
Heck yeah. I mean, is there a more Halloween RPG out there than Costume Quest when you're
No,
literally trick or treating on Halloween?
you're literally kids trick-or-treating on Halloween whose costumes give you your abilities, and it's a turn-based RPG.
Yeah.
It hits on everything.
It's the most. Yeah, I know you talked about it, but I also recommend Costume Quest. It's
That's right.
cute.
That's right. We both played it, so we can both recommend.
This next one is a game that neither of us have played. I mean, that's a lie. I played like 15 minutes of it since I like downloaded it
We got a pro
a
here. We got
year
a
ago,
pro.
right? I know. But I do see this on lists of other maybe kind of more obscure horror RPGs, so I figured I should at least mention it. And then
Okay.
maybe we'll be inspired to play it. Maybe someone listening will be inspired to play it and they can give us feedback on it. So it is La Place No Ma. I hope I said that correctly. We'll find out. It looks like it's one of those games that went through a number of iterations, originally released on the PC in '87, but I'm going to be referencing the 1995 Japan release on the Super Famicom. There is no official English translation, but there is a fan translation. Those fans who do these translations are so smart. Thank you for the people who do that and put these on the gray market. I appreciate that. What, you have a question?
So it's a fan translation that has then been like emulated or some way for you to play it, or
Yeah,
you have to read the translation
no,
externally. Okay,
same way that we played Mother 3. That's a fan
potentially,
translation. Right.
potentially how we played it.
Yeah, potentially. We certainly did not emulate it at all. We played it in the original Japanese on the original Game Boy for
Hey,
sure.
I'm learning Japanese. Maybe I did.
You really did. You
Anyway,
learned more
tell us about
Japanese.
La Place No Ma.
Laplace no Ma. It is another Lovecraftian inspired RPG.
Dig it.
It's a video game mixture of RPG and survival horror. It's set in basically Boston, Massachusetts, in the early 1900s, in a city called Arkham. So, like, in the vicinity of Boston, Massachusetts, rather. It's a party up to five eventually, though you just start with four people that each have their own class. And then I don't
Okay.
believe that there's any evolution. I believe that they stick with that class. I think like one class is like journalist and another's photographer, kind
Hmm.
of a thing. From what I hear, because I only played like a couple, 15 minutes of it just to like kind of see what it looked like. I hear the game's kind of a pain in the ass to play. I hear that it's just kind of not brutally hard, but I hear that it's hard without much reward. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't. It's one of those that again I wanted to put it on the list because it's definitely an RPG that is a horror game, but I think you and I should maybe subject ourselves to it sometime
Oh, okay. You're right.
and then really complain about it. Give a complainy
I can do
episode.
that.
I know you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. So the pitch is if you're looking for a game that's a pain in the ass in a different language, this is your game. And don't worry, if you make it all the way through, it is not rewarding. Is
There
that
you go.
that
No,
is the pitch?
but it is in English. I have the English translation. Like
Okay, okay, okay.
there is an official downloadable English translation, so the game like runs in English if that's the language that you speak. But yeah. I know.
Okay, okay.
What a great suggestion. So yeah, highly 10 out of 10. Laplace no ma.
Okay, maybe
I'm
we'll
so
see.
sorry
We'll
for like the
see.
seven people who exist who this is their favorite game. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. They'll yell at you. It'll be engagement. Engage everybody. Just yell at us.
Yeah.
Um,
What's this next one that I have never heard of that you're going to talk
okay.
about?
Yeah, I'm almost positive that my brother Ben, shout out Ben out there, had brought up that I should play this one called Inscription.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a more modern game released October of 2021. So it's on all modern systems there. So it is a roguelike, turn-based deck builder type game,
Cool.
but also maybe an RPG. So okay, we were chatting about this if roguelikes can be RPGs. I think they can be. But I think it depends on hitting on those other aspects of RPG.
Oh yeah.
You're playing a certain character that you follow through, a quest and you interact with other NPCs and level up and like I guess roguelikes you'll level up in some way. I would put this so I played a few hours of it today.
Yeah.
I would put it on the maybe so far on the other end of the RPG spectrum, but it
Okay.
is very spooky. It is turn-based, and so it hits on some things.
Okay. Hey, we are turn-based besties, so if this is a turn-based game, gosh darn
It
it, we're
is.
gonna count it.
It is. Okay. So it's very spooky. You are literally in like a remote cabin. Like you just find yourself in this cabin and you're staring across this table at an entity and all you can kind of see at the beginning is their eyes. And
Okay.
sometimes you can see them like reaching their arms across at you and stuff, or grabbing something with just their hands. So that's creepy, right?
Yeah.
Um, and you are just invited to play this game against them, this deck game, which is kind of cool. There's like four card slots on their side and four card slots on your side, and you're playing
Ooh.
cards that are animal themed, and they're kind of like each animal will have different attack and health, and they'll attack whatever's right in front of them generally. But there's different abilities and whatever that these cards can sometimes have. And so the goal is to score more attack points against the other side than they score against you, as weighted on a scale. So for the number of points you get more on a scale, and then when you get enough on that scale, you win that
Okay.
round. And then but then there's like it's telling a story through, like, your character will be a little pawn like on a game board almost, and then the entity will kind of explain, okay, and here's what you did next on your story, and here's what you encountered next, and then it turns into like, okay, we'll play a game about that. We'll play like anyway, it's weird. The gameplay is weird so far, very intriguing.
Hmm.
You power up your cards, your deck gets stronger, and then you can kind of break the fourth wall, because you'll get up from the table, you'll walk around, like he'll ask you to get up and grab something across the room, and then that kind of has an eerie feel to it, because like you thought you were just engaged in this game, but it's like, no, like this is actually an alive cabin that I can do things in. And so it's high on the spooky vibes. So if you're looking
Okay.
for spooky, very high on the spooky vibes, very high on the, what the heck is going on. All the sounds, are almost just jump scary almost, but everything
Mm-hmm.
is just so crunchy in the way it makes you kind of viscerally feel things, which is
Cool.
nice. And then again, the eerie visuals of the entity across the way. So anyway, fun game, cool concept, very spooky. Turn-based, questionably an RPG. But
Okay.
if that sounds up your alley, apparently it's only like 10, 15 hours to play though, so a little bit more bite-sized potentially for folks out there. Um, and it won because it's kind of such a different type of game. I think it
Mm-hmm.
won Game of the Year at the Game Developers Awards or
Oh,
something like
cool.
that, and then was nominated in a lot of other categories.
Oh,
So
fun.
sounds like it's highly respected amongst game developers too, for
Oh,
being
fun.
kind of just unique. Anyway, yeah. So what is the last of the Halloween RPGs that we're going to chat about today, DJ?
Okay, the last is like La Place No Ma. It is a game that I've not played, but unlike La Place No Ma, I really want to play Sweet Home. And that's
Okay,
what this game is called, Sweet Home. Originally released in 1989 on the
that's
old
forever
school
ago.
NES. I know. Were you even born? You were, but
I was
barely.
barely.
Barely. I was already in college then. That's a joke. I wasn't. I was only 4. So this game was never released in the West. It does not have an official release, though it has a fan translation that's supposed to be pretty good. Like the English translation that people did is supposed to be pretty good. Sweet Home was released alongside a horror film of the same name, and tells the story of 5 filmmakers exploring, you guessed it, a spooky old mansion.
Love
So,
it.
Sweet Home is supposed to be, supposedly, it's considered some hallmark game, some landmark, and it's often cited as like the groundwork for the survival horror genre, which
Oh,
really serves as like the main inspiration behind Resident Evil, which is, a huge series still to this day. So, yeah, it's turn based. There are ooky spooky monsters that you fight. If one of your characters die, they are dead.
mhm.
It's permadeath. I
So it's
hear
Fire Emblem.
it's Fire Emblem. This is just spooky Fire Emblem. That's all that it is. Yeah, I hear, I was reading on subreddit and they're like, oh, if someone dies, reload the last save, kind of a thing. Like, apparently you can get through the game with fewer party members, but it's just becomes much harder to do so.
Wow. Yeah, yeah.
I hear this game is Nintendo hard, and gamers out there know what that means. So like I hear that it's a little challenging. Everyone on subreddit was like, do yourself a favor, have a guide ready to reference. Like don't stare at it, but like when you get lost, and you will get lost apparently, just reference a guide.
Okay. Yeah, there's no they I mean they didn't even know what quality of life was in 1989.
They kind of didn't for video games, you know, like it's a joke, but also like they really didn't. So
They
and
yeah, they were figuring it out as they went.
apparently the game is when I say gory or disturbing, I mean, you know, within the context of it still being a video game. But apparently
Hmm.
that's the main reason why it was never brought over to the West is because it was just disturbing enough that they were like, no, thank you. And that seems funny living in 2025 in the United States now when, you know, gore is just as much here as it is anywhere else in the world. But in the 80s and the early 90s, a lot of games did not make their way to the West because of imagery. If it was too gory or if it was even potentially perceived as anti-Christian,
Mm.
it would not make its way over. So
Or too hard sometimes, right? Isn't that what happened to like, and this isn't
yes,
an RPG, but one of like the second Mario game or something they
yes.
just said was too hard for Americans.
Yeah, so that's why our second Mario over here is just basically a reskin of a completely different game, and they just skinned Mario, Luigi, Princess, and Toad over like other people, which is why there's like strangely like Middle Eastern vibes in the
Oh
game
yeah,
because it's
yeah.
supposed to be a fam. I believe it's originally like a family from the Middle East, broadly from the Middle East. I might be getting the regions wrong. I hope I'm not, but yikes.
Yeah. Well, I did beat the Lost Levels, the actual Mario 2 in college. So,
Actual
you know,
Mario 2, the one that's just too
so I'm
hard for
pretty,
us really dumb Americans.
yep, yep. I'm as good as a little Japanese child at playing
That's
Mario.
you were just as good as a little Japanese child speaking Japanese over in Japan too, so that works out.
Maybe not even.
You did fine. We'll talk about that in the episode for sure. So yeah, you know, as a quick little recap, if you're listening and you're thinking like, what the heck kind of game? I scrolled to the very end of the episode. I didn't hear any of the games. So I'm going to tell you the games that we
That's good.
recommend.
I like that.
Yeah,
Recap it.
we're going to tell you. It's Kudelka. It's Parasite Eve 1 or maybe 2. It's the entire Shadow Hearts trilogy. It's Castlevania Symphony of the Night. It's Amori. It's both costume quests. It's not really Laplace no Ma, but like give it a go. It's Inscription, or it could be Sweet Home. So Sam, are you playing any of those games right now? And if not, what are you playing?
Well, yeah, I could definitely keep playing some more of Symphony of the Night and some more of Inscription. Those are two that I probably won't play anymore of Costume Quest 2,
Yeah,
just because, I mean, it might change and get more in depth, but I feel like it's going to be more of the same. That's what it seems like so far. And,
yeah.
and I like that, but I'm kind of ready for something more something meatier. But yeah, so I would probably play those as far as the Halloween games go. And then outside of Halloween games, I am playing Hades 2, which
Ooh,
is super fun. That one I would say is a roguelike that is still an RPG though. There's
cool.
so much story. It's cool how they make each dialogue fit for what you know so far in the story because you'll get further in the runs and they kind of based on who you're talking to is aware of that, and that's cool. And so it unfolds more and more of the story as you progress further and further. And there's kind of like, other side quests you might do. And so I think that one fits a lot more of a roguelike that's still an RPG.
Cool.
And then once I finish that, I'm probably going to do more Trails in the Sky. But also, I always will keep saying this that at one point I will start Bravely Default Flying Fairy
One of these days.
one of these days. Anyway, what's up with you? What are you playing right now? Any of these? Are you gonna finish the spooky RPG?
I think I might finish Kudelka. I think so. I just got to that point of the game where I feel really like I beat a boss and I leveled up 3 levels,
Oh,
and that made me feel
that
really
feels
powerful.
good.
I know it
Yeah, that
felt
feels
really
good.
good. I was like I dinged 3 times in a row for all 3 of my like characters. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Oh, nice. And then you know got a couple of like randomly great items from some battles that like really boosted my stats, and I'm like, I kind of feel like a superhero now. The game was really hard before, and now I'm like one-shotting some of these people. So I
Oh,
don't know.
nice.
Yeah, you know,
They've
like
got their hooks in you now because of
they
that.
really did. And the game's not supposed to be very long. So I'm playing Kudelka. I just reached the third act of Trails in the Sky,
Oh,
which means I'm about 40 hours in.
is that how many acts are there?
4, 3 act. Well, they have it like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. I guess actually they have prologue, chapter 1,
Oh,
chapter 2, chapter 3, and final act. So I'm in, I guess, the 4th section of 5.
okay.
So I'm starting to see the story get to some major beats. I still haven't gotten all the characters yet, but
And it's living up to the hype of like these are awesome stories in the
oh
trails.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I'm having a blast playing it. I will not be playing every Trails game out there, but after I finish Trails 1, I think I'll play Daybreak.
Oh, nice. The newest ones. Those are the
But
newest ones.
yeah, the newest arc, if you will, the Daybreak arc. I think I'll play Daybreak 1 and Daybreak 2 because apparently the remake, the battle engine is based off of the Daybreak games.
That's what it seems like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
nice.
Yeah, man. So if you like scary games, or any kind of game, or us, I don't know. You should I don't know.
Please like us.
Please please like us. Please like us at Turn-Based Besties on Instagram.
Sorry,
Could
couldn't
you just
resist.
like us?
That's what it sounded like we were saying, so I just said it.
Could you just
But
do it? Go like us on Spotify too. And like
where
follow
else?
us on Apple Music or like I
And
don't
where else?
know, YouTube and probably like go to our subreddit. Just like follow us. Again, if we get over 200 people who like us on Instagram, and that's a low bar to ask. If we get that, Sam is going to give us a
You
topless
keep
photo.
you keep saying this.
I'm just saying it because it's true. I have it in writing. You literally told me this.
In
So,
blood.
so if you all want to see titty topless Sam, get,
That was my
go.
nickname in middle school.
Yeah, it sure was. I hate that for you. So, go like us on Turn-Based Besties. It'd be super great. For those of you who are following us, thank you. Keep
Oh yeah.
keep engaging with us. We got some exciting things coming up for 2026. And let's see if we can break into those quadruple digits in 2026. 200
Right.
followers now, 1,000 followers next year. And then Sam will give you even more risque stuff.
It
I
just
don't know.
keeps go spiraling. Just keeps spiraling. Very
It
good.
will.
Very good.
Maybe we'll have to do it on a Patreon, a spooky or adult themed Patreon. We can call it Joysticks.
I
Sorry, Sam's mom, for listening to
was gonna
this.
say they only listen to the
Anyway,
beginning and the end. Come on now.
anyway, speaking of joysticks, I love going on new adventures with you, whether we're in Japan or whether we're here at Turn-Based Besties.
That's right. That's right. Because as we say, when everything in the world points right, maybe go left and see what you find. Because I'm Sam.
I'm DJ, and this has been another fun, spooky episode of
Ah.
Turn-Based Besties. Ah!
Ah.
Bye!
Oh.
Ah!